Fox show is gonna be on the red carpet doing her Xavia Fox red carpet thing.
Hey everybody! Yeehaw! Oh, you can't win if you're not in the game. Give me a beat. Hey everybody! Welcome to Xavia Fox Talks, and I am still your host, Xavia Fox. This year I have a brand new panel for you to fall in love with and some brand new fresh ideas and takes on what men think about. Today we're talking about relationships. What they think about relationships. The Brothers in the Round Table, Season 2. Okay, let's go to the next question, which is Scott's question. So gentlemen, starting with Scott, what's your thoughts on booty calls and friends with benefits?
It's a reality. My thoughts on it. That's a big one.
What, the booty call?
No pun intended.
Booty calls exist. There's no way to have this conversation on intelligence. I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah, there's no way.
Because people are not happy with the status quo of their pickings. So therefore, sometimes we find ourselves. I don't know how many times brothers in here I go there, but that's my friend. Well, then sometimes friends say, well, are you dating? Am I dating? Well, maybe if you're in a situation 3 o'clock in the morning and you have not met your standards, you need to call the brother that is. And I don't know, I've actually had better friendships with the women who are my friends. I have a FWB right now, friend with benefits. And hers is because she, well, one, makes probably $500,000 more than me, but literally. And two, she's always out of town. You know, she's an attorney, she's off doing her thing. I probably shouldn't have said that, but
too late now.
She's off doing her thing, so she doesn't have time for a man. So the FWE came in as she doesn't want to spread herself around, but she doesn't have time for a relationship. Can we come to an equal agreement that, you know, because of my status, of where I work and what have you, she doesn't really want to have it out there as she's loose or she doesn't have a solid. So there is that FWB. As far as booty calls, for me, those days are over, but I think that's just because we don't have a selection of who we want. We have an imaginary figure, individual in our mind that we want. We're not getting it. So therefore, somebody who also has that problem, give me a call. Unfortunately, I think with booty calls, it comes down to the individual with a lower self-esteem hoping to get with someone with a higher self-esteem and knows it. I think that's the problem with booty calls is there's a man out there that knows this woman is not up to his caliber, but she wants to be with that man who has the Mercedes, who has the house, who has the good job, and hoping he might fall in love with her. I think booty call is really more fall along those lines. There's no one just hooking up just for sex. Now there's a hope of the future on one end or the other.
Right.
And that's my thought on it. I mean, booty calls, okay, not right morally, religiously, what have you. But I think there's somebody taking advantage of another person who is inadequately confident about themselves. Right. And someone is exploiting that until they find that person. That's why Cheers has a job. The movie. You know, because all they got to do is catch them. And then, oh my God, how'd you do this to me? You know, what was the movie's Natural Born Killers? Bitch, you knew I was a snake when you met me.
Right.
How do you get mad?
I personally never had that urge. Like, in my days of having booty calls, I never gave it that much thought. I was like, hello, you horny? Me too. I'll be over at 3 o'clock. Or I just left the club.
But that's where you put her. You didn't have to talk to her because that's where she was at.
Here's the thing.
It was available.
When it comes to a booty call, it is what it is. I mean, there's no relationship. It's two horny people at the right time, at the right hour. They say, hey, let's hook up. You know what I mean? Now, I've had booty calls and sometimes they've turned into something more, but there's really not much. I don't think there's any much more thought behind it, other than two single people that's not in a relationship that at the right hour, whatever time that is, may be attracted to each other only on a purely physical level. People, we all get this all up in arms about sex. It's a natural urge.
Yeah.
Okay, It's a natural urge.
Yeah, it's a natural urge until it hits the person's man or woman. And I'm gonna be honest, because it's a lot of men out there who they say they can just keep it physical.
That's right.
You know, let's be real, fellas.
Say it, E.
You know,
Say it.
even though the majority of us could possibly just keep it on the physical, at some point, if you continue to do it, some emotions will creep in there. So yes, it is a natural urge, but at some point, you know, it could become friends with benefits. A booty call, I mean, and I think just between the two terms, if individuals are choosing to have sex with each other, regardless of which term you choose to use, what you're doing needs to be defined. And I think that's where the issue or the gray areas come in. Because if you continue to have booty call after booty call after booty call, trust me, unless you're just an animal or some kind of like barbaric, somebody with no feelings and emotions, it's going to creep in.
I think the difference between the two, and I'll just make it short, booty call is more manipulative. Somebody's being taken advantage of. Friends with benefits, you have an agreement that, hey, I'm going to be in town.
How's a booty call manipulative?
Because if someone gets caught, it's manipulative because you're taking advantage of someone who said, you just call them a three. You have no plan, no nothing. It's about sex. You are manipulating that relationship. And somebody, you're not even concerned that their emotions are becoming more and more attached to you. It's more, and if so, you'll say, you know what? We didn't have a relationship anyways, let's just call it quits. It's manipulative. There's no commitment.
Yeah, but I think at this stage,
Right.
you know, if you're an adult, you should have that conversation anyway.
Right.
You shouldn't go into a situation like
That's
that.
where friends with benefits comes in. You can actually discuss it. Where do you go? There's no discussion. What you doing, girl?
Right, but at the same time, you gotta give the other half credit and say, look, you only call me at 3 in the morning. You know,
But who's ever really had that conversation?
I've
I
had
didn't want
it
to call
several
her.
times. Why you only call me at 3 in the morning? Well, then I know that she's no longer comfortable with this little booty call scenario. She wants more. That
Right.
type of question usually leads to why you only call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. But if we just under the assumption that a booty call is what a booty call is. If someone only calls you 3 a.m. in the morning and you say, sure, come over, no said. There's a mutual agreement that this is what this is. And that constantly, like you said, it continues to happen, constantly, yeah, then we understand it.
And if you're a dude and you think it's not gonna happen, kill yourself, because it's gonna happen. I have no trust. I mean, I understand there's some women out there who, for whatever reason, they say in their mind, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm just about getting it in. I don't have faith that it's gonna continue to be that way when you're talking about a woman. And that's just me hearing situations, me going through situations. You could say it's a booty call all day, or friends with benefits for that matter. At some point, the dynamic of what you're doing is going to change. I just believe that.
Let me interject. I think I'm gonna put in everything that everyone is saying. It's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? Because for a booty call, you know, in my opinion, it could be the situation where she's thinking, man, just to have his company, this is what I got to do. I don't want him calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning, but just to have this guy to come over, I feel his body next to mine, I got some company, this bed ain't cold, he here. It could be that. We maybe want to get our needs met, but it's a different agenda. Then with the friends with benefits, you know, again, it goes to, well, this is saying, hey, you know what? I agree, you agree. But the thing is, I think what it is more so is, you know what? I know you don't really want a relationship. I do want a relationship, but I want your company. You know what? Hey, because guys, women are so much more deeper. And I think that's what you're saying, that guys, we got to give them more credit, or we got to act like we know and stop manipulating the situation.
And that was to his point earlier. I think you said something about that.
You know, and because we know better. We know better. We know who that person you can call who gonna go ahead and cook you a dinner just because you called and asked to cook a dinner, because you know she's thirsty for you. You know who you can call and she'll be telling you, you better go to hell with your mama.
Ouch.
So we play the game, guys, and it's to our benefit.
The funny thing about it is that the booty call and the friends with benefits, for me, a booty call has always been the call that I made to my friends with benefits that when I needed some ass. So I'm sitting up there like, hey, take out The thing is that I understand what he is saying when he says, you know, a person is manipulating another person. Now, I probably wouldn't characterize it as being manipulation, but I think that I would probably characterize it as just taking advantage of somebody with some low self-esteem, because manipulating somebody is kind of like, you know, acting in a way that makes them think something else that it ain't.
Semantics now. I mean,
No, I mean,
manipulation.
Listen. If you know what it is, if I let you know, I mean, I've had the situation where a girl knows, you know, I'm only coming over there for sex or whatever. Now, maybe she knows she wants more, but she knows what it is. She knows exactly the reason why, because I'm telling you, it's only about sex. So if she still has sex, I didn't manipulate it. You know, I was selfish, and I knew I could get me some ass, and so I decided I was going to do that. Now, the fact that I knew, you know, she hopes deep down inside that we could be more, hey, that's her problem. She grown. She make her own decisions, and I make mine. If she choose to give it to me, I'm going to take it, because my selfish way is that that's what I wanted at the time. So, I mean, I don't see it as me manipulating her. I see me as taking advantage of a situation that benefits me. So, I mean, and a lot of us do that, you know, not just in relationships, but just in life generally. You know, we take advantage of situations that benefit us, because at the end of it all, you know, human beings, most things that we do has some selfishness to it.
So there's the manipulation.
How is this
and don't you see
everything?
don't you see
the truth?
and don't you see the vicious cycle? That girl deals with you. You break her heart. I meet her. Hey, sweetheart, you know what? You bald and dark skinned just like Okira was. You gonna do me like he did me. I'm gonna do you before you do me. So something that the seed that you planted, I got to deal with. And if I don't deal with it, then he deals with it. Then he deals with it.
Not light-skinned.
That's okay. What is this?
You know what's interesting? What's interesting is what Okira just said in regards to, you know, I'm just coming over here for some ass, but me going over here, I know that at some point she's expressed, whether it's with me or with somebody else, that she wants a relationship. That's what she wants. But in my mind, I'm just going over to get some ass, and she knows that.
Right.
Okay. Now, to my point earlier, at some point, what she wants is probably going to supersede that desire to even give sex, which goes to your question. Which goes to your question. And I guarantee you, what's happened is that even though he's made it clear what he wants, and she's made it clear what she wants, and what she's willing to give.
Right.
At some point, when that doesn't work out, and she's feeling left alone, lonely, and she's going into weddings, and she has seen her girls, and blah blah blah. You know, it's going to come back to this point, saying what the question was initially: why men ain't shit? Well, no, that's not the case, because you knew what it was. Only thing I would suggest, and this is something that I think, you know, we need to do better as men, is that if you know that she wants more, but she's still willing to give you some ass, take it upon yourself to say, you know what? I don't know if I'm willing to deal with the repercussions of that. Now, I don't think a lot of brothers gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
See, here's the irony though. As soon as she cuts you off, it's gonna be that brother talking about why she playing games. He's gonna be like perplexed. Like, what, you don't want to fuck me? What? What?
Then he wants her then.
No, he don't want her. He still just want the ass. Right. He don't want her. He just mad because it's like a child. It's like a child, and I'm not demeaning men, but it's like a child. We can't get what we've been getting.
You hit the nail on the head. Men are like children. They will do whatever you women allow them to do. You don't tell that kid to stop jumping in bed. You think, let's say, you know what? Making me jump in bed is not a good idea. I'll go sit down. Never mind, Mom. You don't have to say anything. A man would do exactly what you allow him to do. If you say, look, I'm going to cut you off from the nookie, he'll shape up.
And that goes back to your earlier point of women accountable.
But I will say this though, while men will do exactly what women allow us to do, at some point, we have to just, why can't we just be right? I mean, why can't we just do right?
Exactly.
You know, because it makes us, I mean, comparing us to kids, while it may be somewhat accurate, it is also a damn shame.
It's a damn shame.
That we are comparing ourselves to kids, and we sitting up here owning it.
Yes.
Because I mean, at some point, you know, we have to, like he said, if there's a situation where somebody is trying to give us something, we know what she wants. Why can't we just sit there and do right by them? It's kind of like respecting women. You know, why does a woman have to earn your respect? Why don't you just give her the respect? I mean, just because she got on, you know, tight pants or whatever, don't mean you should grab her ass. You just walk away from that.
Right.
So I mean, so that's what at some point, you know,
here's
we
the
have to do
manipulation,
better.
and I'll put it to you on this. My longest relationship was like 3 years. I don't know if that's long, but that was my longest. And it started off where she let me know. She called me out. She said, "You think you're a Christopher Williams type brother where you just get what you want,
Kind of
right?"
do look like Christopher Williams.
I know, I threw it like that. Actually, I was out to be sure back in the day, but okay. But my point being, she said, "I'm sure you're experienced, you've gotten what you want. I'm gonna let you know. You're gonna get with me. It is dating. That means no sex for at least 6 months. Now it's on you if you just want to catch a show and call it a night, or we can work on this relationship up to that point. Now, if it was just a booty call, you're out. You're manipulating the situation by saying, I can't go without. Now, if you're in it for the woman and not the sex, you accept a woman. I did. I said, this is going to be a nice challenge. It was almost a turnout.
You ain't got
Tell me I
a
can't have none. Shoot, let's see how this works out. I just knew she couldn't make it, and she made it. Damn. And she turned out to be the longest one I ever dated.
Yes.
You know, so there's something to it. A man will step up if he has a good woman. Again, she was a good woman, but her priorities were skewed when it came to family. If we were just going to be a party couple, we'd still be together. You know, just rolling the city. But I'm almost 45. I've got other goals for my daughter. I don't want my daughter looking at me with a party girl. So I need something that she can look at that loves daddy and got daddy back, because when she get married, that's what she needed to be looking at. So I had to make a decision.
She needs an example.
She needed an example, and that wasn't the one.
It goes to relationships altogether. Let's keep it real. The reason why you have friends with benefits is because relationships are hard. People go in this concept thinking, oh, I want a relationship, it's going to be love, he doesn't pick no. Just like a marriage, it's going to be hard because you got two moving pieces. People are going to have different emotions. Just because my wife is my wife, she has her own ideas and ambitions, you know. It's important that I know those, because if I didn't, guess what? We're going to clash at one moment. And then we have what they call irreconcilable differences. That means two people who didn't talk shit out before they got married. You know, so when it comes to friends with benefits, we got somebody that's like yours is busy, don't have time to deal with the BS that goes with a relationship. Where you was, why you didn't answer your phone? I was at the gym, sure you was. You know, who's that talking to you? Who's the ex-girlfriend to keep emailing you? Why you have, is she really your friend? She don't have time for that type of stuff. And I know brothers out here the same exact way. I don't have time for that type of stuff. So guess what? But it doesn't take away the fact that I have urges. It doesn't take away the fact that I get horny from time to time. So guess what? We meet up and we do the thing, and that's it. We're friends with benefits. I respect you, you respect me. But yet, we don't have the time to deal with the work that goes into a relationship. You know?
Also, a difference I'll put, in my opinion, since the question was put to me, booty call has no commitment. My friend with a benefit, if I'll call it that, said, this is real simple. I'm out of town, so I can't control you. I need you to promise you're not going to be with anybody else, because I don't need nothing out here. You know, so therefore I had to commit to, if I'm a part of this, I'm not hitting nobody else. Unfortunately, she found out I could deal with that. But that also probably was where I'm being manipulated, because I'm hoping that possibly if things settle down, we can make something of this.
Right.
And so it's been flipped. This is boomerang over here for me. So, and it's wearing thin, and I'm gonna be out of it. You know, so, but for the time being, woohoo.
Right.
You know, so but the booty call ain't got that. Booty call, like, I have no respect for you. This is a hit it and quit it situation. You don't like it, step. You know, and that's the manipulation.
But let me ask you this. I mean, you saying that you want a relationship, so for the example for your daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at some point, I mean, you're going through this with your friends with benefits. It's understood, it's an agreement and everything. But at some point, isn't, and I'm saying this with the utmost respect, but isn't what you're doing now just a glorified booty call?
It can't
It's
be
just a glorified booty call, because
it
at
is a
some point,
glorified,
at some
but it's
point,
also with a mutual understanding. Let me put it this way. What you're saying is correct, but I'm looking at it like as a standby. Okay, until I find better, this is a good woman. And now in that case, it's a booty call. but it's one that could grow, and I'll accept that over nothing growing.
Scott,
But do you, well, hold on, but do you think it's gonna grow to that because
It
of her
could.
lifestyle?
It could. It could.
Scott, let me ask you, if this was your daughter 20 years from now, and she in the same scenario, what would your advice be?
My advice would be to kick me to the curb, but
Right.
I'm on her.
Live the life you would tell your
See, that's the
child to
problem.
live.
So this is a woman that has created her own future. She's created her own security. She could quit at 41 or 40 and be done with life. I mean, she has created that much security for herself. So therefore, she can dictate what type of relationship she wants.
No, but it goes back to how we started off about roles. You tell her how you want this relationship to be, baby. I don't care how much money you got in Chase.
Well, this is
and
not a money
Citibank.
thing. This is not a
No,
money thing.
I'm just
And I
throwing
hear
it
you.
out there.
I probably
Babe,
should
I
put it
need a
out.
relationship with you. I have a 12-year-old daughter. I'm feeling you. You feeling me. What is it going to be? You don't want to be like this? Babe, go
I'll be
ahead.
completely honest with the
Yeah.
Chicago market.
Wow.
Obviously, we like to have a relationship, and this is a relationship, and not be the one I want. It's a B level. But it is one that I can call her up and have an intelligent conversation. I am desperate of that for any black woman there is in Chicago.
Wow.
I'm so tired of talking about what Jay-Z was wearing and
Come on.
you know what kind
Wow.
of these rims cost and
Wow.
you know I finna be about whatever. So I have defaulted, if not undersold myself, to have a relationship with someone of the opposite sex that I can talk to.
It's bad like that.
It's bad like
I'm
that.
new to the single.
You're
life.
about to be disappointed. You just gotta be yourself and let them put it out.
Wow.
I'm about to move to the burbs where they don't have that.
I live in the burbs, so
No, but
relax.
see, the burbs, they
you
don't
went to
know if they're gonna
Barrington
find, they're
or
not
some
looking
shit.
for the BBD, the bigger, better deal. In the city, there are so many brothers and sisters out there running out the gambit, they can pick up and drop off at any time like a clothes machine. You know, it's like dry clean.
What area do you
I'm
live?
Hyde Park.
Okay.
So that's just where I'm at now. If I move to the suburbs now, they find a good brother, they're gonna keep a good brother. You know, and that's just, I'm from Matson originally.
Me too.
Okay.
I live in Madison now.
Yeah, I
Okay,
live in
I went to
Madison, too.
RC in class 87, so I'm back in the day where I remember being in the burbs. I just got back from LA this last weekend, and I was just blown away at how people just get together and they stay together. You know, but in Chicago, it's all on a trial and error basis. If you make an error, you're out the trial. And that is the Chicago market.
Because she
It's
dealt with
unfortunate.
all these booty calls.
Right.
Like what I said, she don't have 3 booty calls. I'm in there nice.
Because she dealt with all the ball hair brothers.
Get on that.
Brother with some locks.
So you got me on a little bit. A little bit.
All right.
50%.
You know, I have a question I'd just like to add to that one because I just want to throw this out here. What is the difference between a booty call and a hoe?
What is the
Perception.
difference?
A hoe is doing it to get something out of you. A booty call, you both eventually being satisfied. She agrees, you agree, though money's being exchanged, you just get your groove on.
Well, a
hoe-
prostitute gets money. A
Yeah,
hoe
well,
don't
there
get
are some
paid.
video hoes out there, and they trying to get status. They're trying to get paid. They're trying to get that car, that condo downtown. That's a hoe when she is not willing to earn for herself.
I thought that was a prostitute.
That's
You know what?
I think it's about just perception.
I would have. All right.
If you can't earn on your own,
If we
it's
gonna
not
we gonna
perception.
use the term hoe, then I look at it as a booty call. A lot of times, the only person she's having sex with. A hoe may have about 3 or 4 other people who are booty calls. So it's the difference in the number of people you are having sex
So
with.
if she
That's
is
what-
a woman that has 3 or 4 men that she's having booty calls with, then she is a hoe.
Then
I hope
that
you
is
don't have to
what.
call.
Guys, can we say woman of the evening?
You just show up.
Knock knock. But you know what?
hoe is not gonna get it with
I'll tell
It
you-
sounds better.
I tell you another difference. I mean, as far as the way I look at it, like if I would describe a woman as being a hoe, then that would mean like I could say to the limited dude, I'm having sex with old girl, dude. You can go hit that. And then he goes,
Which we don't do.
we don't do. But I'm just saying. And then he goes,
Let's be clear.
and then he has sex with her. I mean, it's the difference because I mean even women who I think do the choosing, I don't even really describe them as being hoe. But if I could just say, yo, dog, you can go over there and hit that, and then he go over there and he can hit that, and then he can tell his boy, you know, dude, old girl get some fire, you know. and he could go over there and hit that, that's what I would describe as all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And hope can go both ways now. Let's be real about it.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
We know
that can go
that.
both ways.
Yeah.
It can go both ways.
You got a lot of male hoes.
Yeah,
We are in a wonderful barbershop called Techniques. We're right here at 1575 East Sibley with a wonderful owner, Mr. Marcus Davis. He has been gracious enough to let us film here. It's a wonderful spot. Make sure you check it out if you need a haircut. Or he has a beauty shop right on the other side. So he can take care of you no matter what you need going on. And I love the controversy. Whenever I start talking, it just sets people off.